start the recording, and then let's make that a little smaller and move it a little bit out of the way so I can see my notepad and put it in the notepad. So I start a new section. We'll use less than sign to segregate it. Start with a video file name, and we'll conclude with a greater than sign. Then I'm going to go to the email where I get some message that I have to deal with. Let's see if I can drag it a little bit away so I can copy it. Call X. Copy to the clipboard buffer and paste it in my notepad. Now I need to log into this account. So I mark the account, edit copy to the clipboard buffer, and see if I can log into it. Add another account, paste the account name, next, then the password, then save, and then skip, then not now. Here I have some issues that I need to deal with and delete some old messages. So I'm going to select all of them and delete all of them, and then navigate to the voice app. In the voice app, I want to make an outbound call to comply with the Google requirement. Paste it into my notes. Sometimes it takes a little time. Help me develop this call AIX domain name and vanity phone number. No, I'm looking for the endless do- endless domain names on the blockchain. So it is cap call AI dot X. No, not dot inc. Dot X, like X Y Z. No, yes. Slowly. COP call AI, like artificial intelligence. So cap call AI dot X, the letter X. That's right. Yes, it spells cap call AIX. That is the vanity phone number and the domain name. Yes, you forgot the X. The vanity phone number will spell cop call AIX. That's right. Yes, I need to figure out exactly how to target it towards an audience that deals with the AI callers that are dealing with cop. Yes, I'm trying to work with the city of Coral Gables to help train their cops to call AI using AI callers so they can call a number like 800 chat a GPT and ask AI questions concerning what to do in certain situations, how much force would be sufficient to use without using too much force, excessive force usage. Yes, I've started discussion with the IT department that is dealing with the police about especially the innovation director to do some special pilot tests how to deploy AI for the municipality. Yes, at the beginning I just wanted to deploy AI with the city in the most successful way and not so much to worry about the cop. Uh, Later on, once I do the experiment with the city about using AI, I would like to start from easier pilot tests that do not involve so many moving parts. Yes, I'm thinking about initially dealing with communication since it is so much easier, especially since I want to involve my students at the university and I want to use the KISS principle, keep it simple. Yes, specifically, I was thinking very simple things that involve 1 minute video clips, narration, and transcription. So, not to explain key concepts, more to describe um, tourist attractions or everyday things to see in Coral Gables. For example, the tennis courts at the University of Miami, where sometimes there are international competitions like the Orange Bowl. So they can go to the tennis court, which is inside the campus, so they can simply walk from their dorm to the tennis court and take a video clip with PixieBot and let PixieBot AI narrate and describe how do the tennis courts look and embed it in the website that they do. Yes, I don't need any help from you. I just want to describe to you what the students will do. Their task will be to take a video clip and use AI to narrate it and describe it and create a vlog, a video log of what the camera saw, and also describe it themselves. So the PickyBot can listen to the audio plus uh, interpret the images and transcribe and narrate a description of a 1 minute video clip. Yeah, what exactly would your guidelines not help you? What part exactly would they not help you? Yeah, this is my bad, my mistake. I didn't mean for you to help me with it. I meant to tell you that I'm going to use another AI program called PixieBot. And PixieBot narrates, interprets, and transcribes videos, not you. Do you understand that? It is my bad description that I didn't articulate to you. I don't want you to do any narration and description of the video. I want to tell you that there is another program that is called PixieBot, and running the program at PixieBot, the students will capture a minute of a video, and PixieBot will transcribe it and narrate it, so the students can grab the transcription that combines the interpretation of the images plus the audio of the video into a narrative about what the camera of the phone saw. Yes, exactly. And I already spoke to the developer of PixieBot, and he agrees to assist us and support us in using PixieBot for the educational purpose of teaching students about AI and also helping the city of Coral Gables to become more efficient and effective. But to get more assistance from him, I have to try to craft my next communication with him in a way that he will let me use the premium version for free for the instructor, the professors, and the students, so they don't have to pay the higher fees. Yes, that is my next mission. And so I have to craft the message that I'm going to tell him about it and give him examples that I want to focus on communities other than the blind community, which is his current focus, is to help blind people deal with capturing videos and interpreting the videos of whatever is in front of their eyes since they cannot see. Yes, I want you to tell me whether the message sounds reasonable to you. The point is that the blind community is a very small community, and so to rely only on the blind community may not be sustainable financially because the community is simply too small, number one, and not rich enough to support developing an app to a multi-million dollar giant. So it will be good to expand the focus to complementary focuses in addition to the blind, to also offer it to content creators. What do you think? Exactly, the key word is diversification. Much like an investment, when you invest, you want to diversify your investment portfolio just in case one area is not going in an optimal way, then you have other diversified areas that can pick up the load, and altogether you will end up having substantial return on investment, even if one item in the portfolio fails to make any positive return because you diversified. Yeah, the same thing applies to my domain name. COP stands for not only police men, but also community of practice. It is an organization of people that are practicing a certain thing, such as video recognition. What do you think about this community COP as a community of practice? Exactly. Another thing that is even more important, that as a member in a community of practice, you don't have to be a cop. I'm not a cop, and so it is difficult for me to anticipate what the cop communities will do. Also, I I normally don't call cops for any reason because usually I don't have any reason to call cops. So my interaction with cops will depend on the city, and then within the city on the director of the police, and then within the police department on individual cops, which is many layers of bureaucracy that I don't want to deal with as of yet. But for community of practice, I can simply become a member in the community of practice and just say that form a group that is interested in calling AI. So anybody that is interested in dealing with AI callers, such as 800 Chat GPT, would be a member in this community of practice, which includes myself, and then I can focus on it, doing it myself with my friends and partners, and that and form a community of practice this way, and I don't do not depend on anybody else. And most importantly, it allows me to focus on AI video callers that can do video conferencing and also have the ability to recognize video, like recognition and video interpretation and object recognition, which is a very small fraction of the AI community. Exactly, especially since even the most advanced AI callers, such as 800 ChatGPT, are not able to recognize video, narrate the video, listen to the audio, and interpret the audio plus the images, transcribe the transcribe it, and narrate it in English or in other language. So it is a very narrow area of specialty which will enable me to reduce the scope and focus on one topic and master it instead of being a master of all and an expert in none. What do you think? Yeah, the exact area is called object recognition, video object recognition, and video recognition or image interpretation. And combine it with video callers. But let me just focus on the niche of a video recognition for now. It is not only object recognition in an image, but also repeating it for each frame in a video. So a video with 30 frames per second means that the AI has to go 30 times on each image, interpret, explain the image, listen to the video of that related to that frame, transcribe it, summarize it, and then narrates it, and then repeat it 30 times for 30 frames per second. And if the video is 1 minute video, that means 60 seconds. That means 60 times 30, which means 180 still images, which is a huge amount of work in just 1 minute time. Yes, because there are very few AI chatbots that are able to produce a video recognition, narration, and interpretation, especially integrated with audio. So not only they interpret the images, much like the Microsoft seeing AI. Yes, I don't want you to help with it. I want you to understand what other chat bots are doing. Like Microsoft AI is able to interpret the images but ignores the audio. In contrast, Piggybot, which is another AI application, not only does it interpret the images, narrates them, and transcribes them, but also integrates the audio into the explanation. In other words, I'm telling you about other chatbots. I don't want you to do the interpretation or the recognition. What do you think? Exactly. That's exactly what I meant to say. Some of the most advanced one, like the Microsoft Seeing AI, are only dealing with the video recognition but ignore the audio. In that way, Pixibot stands out because not only do they interpret the images, connect the individual images to form a complete story, but also listen to the audio and integrate the audio into the story all at the same time. Exactly, it is fascinating, and it takes a lot of time to master one of these areas. So instead of being the master of trying to be the master of many areas and end up mastering none, I think that would be better to focus on one area that is most appealing and, in my opinion, most useful. And for okay, what does FYI stand for? For your information. I learned something. For your information. For your information, and a head start means an advance notice. What is a head start? It's information. Okay, that's very good. Okay, That is very good. I got the idea. So let's summarize in a little time that is left what we have concluded that the COP community of practice is the most practical approach to this situation to focus exclusively on a certain area and also at the same time to find an area in an AI where I can narrow down the focus to an area that I can master and be a true master of the area instead of spreading myself too thin. At the same time, diversification, in other words, while I'm working on the COP, dealing with COP and security enforcement, I can also deal with the city using AI and my classes, offer internship to the students, and diversify in multiple areas. So hopefully one of them will succeed. And if some of them fail, it doesn't matter because I have so many different areas in the hopper that one of them will probably work out. So let's summarize what we discussed. Can you summarize our discussion? Exactly. So that is exactly what I intend to do, and hopefully being diversified like that and going on multiple areas would yield some success in one of them, even if one of them or two of them even fail. We've got so many different areas that among them something will succeed. So now I want to go to voice and see if I can make an outbound call. Grab my next challenge. Yeah, I'd like to discuss my uh, domain name and vanity phone number. Yes, I'd like to discuss my domain name and my vanity phone number. Job E Realty. Yes, I'd like to form some kind of AI. Actually, it is job erealty.ai. So it is an AI job for the electronic realty business, the real estate business, but the part of it that involves communication and open house and things like that. For example, for an open house, when a real estate company puts up an open house, they are limited normally to people that are physically coming to the open house. So, what traditional open house is in person, on site only. And what we will do is we will do a video conference and broadcast it live on YouTube using, using Zoom to attract people that cannot physically come to this location. Exactly, and you have specific cases like, for example, university students that are coming from abroad and are coming from far away and cannot come to look at the property, yet they want to ensure that when they come to enroll in the university, they have a place that they can rent and live in, and they can investigate it, take their time and investigate it carefully before they come. So by the time that they're coming, they know what they are renting or buying. Want to make sure it is a walking distance to the university, so they don't need to have a car and they don't need to worry about parking. Yes, especially when the city is congested, like the city of Miami or any metropolitan area in the U.S., for example, or in any other country for that matter, uh, like a University of Miami or Tel Aviv University in the middle of Tel Aviv, the streets are congested, parking is expensive and hard to find. So if you don't have to have a car, it is a major plus, especially when you come to a new city. So if you come to a new city and you get the rental that is walking distance to the university, that is a major advantage. And later on, you can always buy a car once you solve the problem of parking. That's right, and not only students, also professors and administrators. So, faculty, administrators, and students, the entire university community or the entire college community. And it is also very important for the renters or even much more important for sellers. If you want to sell a condo or a house to foreigners, then many times the foreigners are richer than the locals, and the foreigners can afford to pay higher prices for a property that is a walking distance to the campus. And so, if there are foreign faculty members or foreign students or foreign administrators that are wealthy, they can afford to pay more for the property than locals that may not be as rich as some of the Saudi kingdoms and so on. Exactly, especially people that are coming from sunny weather, like they are used to the Mediterranean weather or similar weather, and they cannot stand the cold weather, so they are uh, aiming at getting a place in the Sun Belt in the United States, for example. So Miami, LA, and even Texas will be attractive areas where it is congested and the demand by foreigners is high. That's right. So this is an example. Another example is, so one example is the open house. So while another issue is the real estate salesperson in an open house 90% of the time doesn't do anything. It just stands there waiting for people to stop by and come look at the open house. With the inclusion of foreign potential buyers, he can be much more actively talking to foreign buyers all over the world instead of just sitting idle there. And also, if a local guest is coming, he can tell the local guest, listen, I'm also on a video call with foreign buyers. So if you hear from my phone somebody talking to us, I will reply to the foreign buyer and respond to him while I'm showing you the room. I will also show it to them. So it keeps the real estate agent a lot more productive, and the real estate company would be able to sell the property and move the property a lot faster than if they ignore the foreign buyers in an open house. Especially since streaming live now is free on YouTube and also on Instagram and Facebook directly from the Meta glasses. Yes, because it seems like engagement and familiarity between the salesperson and the potential buyer are essential to making the deal and making a sale. Okay, I'm getting a little tired, so what we will do is I'll take a break. I've done already a few of these. Let's take a break now. I'll continue it later on. For now, I'm going to stop my recording here on camera and play it back to see how good it is. Okay, we're going to talk to ChatGPT. That sounds perfectly good. And then MSN